first met January 15th, 2011.
Yep.
And we were out at the cabin near the dock where we got married, and his friend Andrew's family owns the cabin, and we would go out there every now and then with friends, and I had never been yet, and my maid of honor Emily was supposed to go and couldn't make the trip, and so she was like, hey Josh, why doesn't Krista go on the trip instead? And I went on the trip, and that's where I met Kory for the first time.
I remember because the lake was frozen over, and we went down there, and we were walking on it.
Yeah. Kory's group of friends from grade school, half of them went to UC, half of them went to Miami, and I was friends with his Miami crew, and we just had never met until we were at the cabin that time.
And that was the first time we met, and we hung out. I remember we played euchre.
Lots of euchre.
We listened to my music.
He kept walking out on the lake on the frozen ice, and it was a little terrifying, and I thought he was
They were all afraid.
I was like, why is he doing that? This guy is not very smart. But then we sat by the bonfire and we talked for like 45 minutes about music, and everybody actually left and went back inside, and I never noticed until they came back outside and were like, you guys want to go inside now? Play some cards?
That's cool. How I proposed is we both like to play board games, so I wanted to do something unique and different and something that she would like and remember, and so I decided that we play this board game. It's a Risk Plants vs. Zombies version, and I went and scanned a card at work so that I could edit it on the computer, and I edited it so that it said, so it said something along the lines of, if you or any player in the game may ask for your hand in marriage, and if you say yes, you get infinite wins in the game for the rest of your life. And so I slipped that card onto the very top of the pile, so I made sure it was the first one that she would pick. Well, the game, plans never go the way you expect them to, and she was very badly losing that game. So I actually had to throw the game just so that she could pick a card.
I was down to about 2 territories, and when you play Risk, in order to draw a card, you have to conquer a territory. And I was really, really badly outnumbered.
She couldn't get a territory.
He was like, well, why don't you cash in one of your objectives you got for a card? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. That's cheating. And so I didn't realize, obviously, that he was trying to get me to draw the card.
And I'm sitting there thinking the whole time that she's not going to do this. We're going to have to play again. I'm not sure how I'm going to convince her we're going to have to play again. And
luckily, I was able to draw one. And
I made some bad moves.
Yeah. But while we were playing, we were also watching Captain Phillips. And I drew the card, and it said Ring of Rosie, and I was like, I've never heard of that.
I had walked around the board. Okay.
The card said Ring of Rosie, and I was like, I don't remember this plant from Plants vs. Zombie. And then the pirate started screaming on the TV, and I looked over at the TV real quick, and I looked back at my card and at him, and then something happened on the TV, and I looked at the TV again, and that's when he started walking around the edge of the bar, and yeah, he got down on one knee. I took the correct hand. Yes, you did. And he said that I make him the happiest man on the earth, and he would like nothing more than to spend the rest of my life with you. And that's what we start today. I said yes, and I actually took the ring from him and put it on my hand. I don't remember that. And then I gave it back to him once I realized what I did. I think she's lying. Yeah. I think normally I would have cried, but I was freaking out so much about the TV. Like, pirates were invading the ship at the exact time that I drew the card, and he walked around like the climax of the movie. And he walked around the bar.
Yep.